Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for being here and coming to hear our little talk. I suppose we should introduce ourselves. My name is James Newton. I'm a generalist, full-stack engineer.
My name is James Wigglesworth. I'm the lead mechanical engineer and one of the co-founders of Haddington.
My name is Janet Tronson. I'm the electrical engineer for Haddington.
And I'm Kent Gilson. I started this motley crew 10 years ago. So.
And we got a bunch of other folk down here on the front. Would anybody like to introduce yourself? Right ahead.
My name is Ankit and I'm the senior mechanical engineer.
My name is Hongyang Hui. My job on paper is electrical engineer, but I think the real job is what they call a dumpster engineer. Any electrical related job that nobody want to do usually comes this way, but not saying I don't enjoy it, but think about it. Oh.
My name is Min, and I'm also an electrical engineer. I'm expecting things getting done on me as well.
My name is Hassan. I'm a mechanical engineer.
Actually, just pass around the whole audience.
Well, you all are as important to us as we think we are to ourselves. So we're not famous enough that we're going to assume that you know our history, so I'll read off a little history here of how Haddington's came to be. Haddington Dynamics was founded with a love of open source and a burning desire to support the open source community. Our founders, Kent and James and Todd Enerson, who couldn't be here, and Fry, they developed this amazing technology starting back in 2013, and they shared it with the world in a successful Kickstarter campaign in 2017. And our first employee, Noah, we're one of the very first employees. First person that Kent ever paid money to do work for him. Entered us for the Hackaday Prize back in 2018, and we won. And I got to give the acceptance speech, and it was so cool. Anyway, so in our acceptance speech, we open sourced the next version of our Dexter robot, the HD, and we did that because we'd already developed the next, even newer, better version of it called the HDI. And then in 2020, we sold our company to Ocado Group, a technology-led global software and robotics platform business headquartered in the UK. We now sit within Ocado Technologies' advanced technology team. Now, naturally, as the global leader in online grocery, Ocado Group fiercely guards its cutting-edge IP and is not founded in open source, but we
still continue to have open source projects. So the development environment that we put together. Yeah, sorry about that, James. Yeah, we do actually support open source through the DDE, which is continues to be the programming environment for our robot and others actually. And Dexter, oh yeah, and the Dexter one and the HD could continue to be open source.
So we quickly discovered, though, that Haddington and the Ocado Group share many of the same values, which we think are part of the bedrock of amazing innovation. And Ocado also shares a lot of wonderful resources with the world, such as educational opportunities through their Code for Life site, which is about getting kids involved in programming. It was those shared values and guiding principles that made it a very smooth transition. We went from being underfunded, open source, and thank you very much to Hackaday for the $50K that we won in 2018 that kept the doors open for another few months at least. We went from being underfunded and open source to being funded and closed source without a lot of pain, actually. Ocado has been great about preserving our culture and enabling us to continue to be involved in the community, such as attending open source conferences, as well as contributing to open source in a bunch of different ways, volunteering, judging the contests, and so on and so forth. The funding has accelerated our ability to develop new and exciting ideas. We have cool toys now, and we're moving into a fancy big building, and we've hired a ton of new people, which we're really excited about. We're still building awesome robots that are dexterous, efficient, and cost-effective, but now they're developed for specific use cases and real-world business requirements. We're still a very tight-knit group. Literally, everybody in the company seriously loves each other. We all love each other. We're all good people, and it's a joy working with this group of people on a daily basis. Says the boss. Even after hiring all of these new people, we won Nevada's Job Creation Award this year. We're still as tight-knit as we ever have been. So we forged a special set of bonds with each other through these shared ideals, which we think are part of open source and that are critical to hacking. And each of those is actually echoed by an Ocado core value, and because of that alignment, we felt comfortable selling the company. So there's a few of these that we're just going to go through real quick. One of them is fail first, fast fix, which is also known as iterative development. And then there's ask, don't tell. We make robots, we aren't robots. And then there's trust people to sort themselves into the best job for them. And then there's understanding and supporting the differences between invention and innovation. So we're going to take a look at each of those ideals in turn and kind of tie them back to Ocado's Who We Are statement from their website. If you go to careers.ocadogroup.com/who-we-are, you'll see this exact information shared publicly there. So.
Hello. So yeah, one of those values that was really core to Haddington's ideology and also kind of echoed in the Ocado is failing fast. And Ocado's version is learn fast. But for us, that's like a really core part of how we like operate as people and design. So going through school, they teach you how to be perfectionists. You know, you have to get good grades, do this thing a certain way. But on the job, like you have to discover, you have to fail, you have to reach out and try many different ways to do something to get it right. If you spend all your time going down one rabbit hole, you're never going to find all the other problems that are coming ahead. So for fail fast, that means start with the hardest problems first and find the failure points, and maybe it might not even be worth doing it in the first place. So that's one of the more concrete examples for me is 3D printing. So a lot of times you could spend a month designing something that's absolutely perfect in CAD, and you print it, and guess what? You have like one hole that's the wrong size, and the whole thing will not be put together. Or you can print like a slice of a corner of one piece, and it's going to take 10 minutes. You're going to find out right away, did it fit or work or not. And so I like to operate on this mode where you are 3D printing something for 20 minutes, and then you're like designing the next thing, and you toggle back and forth. And it's much more rapid design and production. And this is compared to like the traditional school model, which is you have to design something perfect, spend 6 months, don't screw it up, and we're going to spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting an injection molded or whatever long process. But 3D printing has been a big part in the fail fast mentality. If there's any. Oh, there is a script. So fail, first, fast, and fix. So yeah, the first part of the process you have to fail. You have to do the hardest, least known part of the process. And then once you find all the failures, you can make small incremental steps towards the larger goal. Failing fast means that you can fail a lot, and no failure will actually stop your progress towards success. And then fix it. Obviously, you can't fail at everything. Eventually, you'll use your learnings from the failures to fix all the little problems. So Ocado always says, we can do even better, learn from our mistakes. So. Yeah.
So the next shared value that Ocado and Haddington have is ask, don't tell, which for Ocado was collaboration. So the whole point is that if an employee doesn't want to work and help the company and have that desire to help, then they should not be working in the organization. Something has to motivate them, such as money, people, the products, or working with awesome robots. And a lot of those are all bundled together because that's what we want out of a good company. This leads me to what is not good for the group. Being told what to do, when to do it, pretty much being micromanaged all day and even into the night. So, my colleagues and I feel motivated to put in the work with Haddington Dynamics by not being told what to do, but asked to help and happily give our full effort to any project that we're given. And the next shared value is autonomy for Ocado, or people sort themselves. No one is better at understanding what we do than each individual. And as the company grows, it is easier to convey the goals, challenges, needs of the organization than it is to track every ability, overt, of every individual. A smart manager spends their time communicating what needs to be done, then lets the available resources sort themselves into place. Often you do not need to be asked for anything. People will just show up with solutions. And with our weekly meetings, it definitely helps. Like, everybody's able to communicate what they're doing. And with that, we can always collaborate and help each other so that we can fail fast and succeed faster. Now, this doesn't imply that we don't have no organization is required. It is also important to understand who is working on what, who did what, and who needs what, and who. What is blocked on waiting on something else. So using software like Jira or even Confluence so that we're not both working on the same things and wasting time. So definitely open communication has definitely helped being in this organization. And it definitely did scare me when in the interview process saying that they're family. I was just like, I don't want to be worked to the bone. But it's definitely a family, and they respect your limits within the company. And we're always there for each other. Like, I do love working with them, even though I've only been here for 4 months.
Awesome. Thanks, Janet.
Doesn't sound like a cult at all.
Yes, that's right. Wait, let me get my script out. Okay, now what I'm supposed to say is, no, I'm going to go completely off script. Not really. I want to, yeah, they were afraid of this. But let me tie this all together, right? So the context of this is, how do you go from an open source company and get acquired and not lose your soul? And yet, we were actually approached by several other companies prior to this that we did not have shared values with, or even a shared economic interest in. So we turned them down, and it was very, very difficult to do because as James Newton was talking about, we were always on the edge of making it or not making it. Every 2 weeks is like, we've got to sell another robot, or somebody doesn't get paid. So it was. We were actually really excited when we met this group because of the shared value system that we have, and also it's something that is. I know that a lot of you have day jobs, and in your night jobs, in your passion jobs, we really like this open source model, but there is maybe a way to understand the how things operate at different scales is to talk about invention versus innovation. Right? They're two entirely different things. Invention is this process. It's a bottom-up process. It's an evolutionary process. It's you want to get to the unknowns as quickly as possible. You get to try lots of different things, and the process necessary to optimize that is this fail-fast idea, where you need to iterate quickly. You need to get to the unknowns as quickly as you can, so that you can eliminate the technical risks in order to do that. And on the other end of the spectrum is innovation. Right? After you have a product, after you have a core set of capabilities, then you need to know how it fits into a marketplace, and that's kind of a top-down, market-driven, product-managed experience that has more of a kind of a waterfall-based management motif, and it's some people enjoy doing that, and some people enjoy, doing the invention side of things. The advantages of invention are, you get to have almost total autonomy because no one knows, even what the capability is when you're doing it. Whereas with innovation, you're told precise, very specific things. You break things down, and you need to negotiate with a lot of stakeholders, and there's a lot more resources that are being applied to target a market. So it's a very different kind of activity. And in reality, there's really not two ideas. There's really a spectrum of ideas. It's a gradient as you move from invention into kind of full product life cycle. You progress from this rapid iteration to this more managed execution to finally, and we all know this from releasing complex software, you actually slow things down. You want to anneal your code, or and actually negotiate with both the people that are testing it and the target market, and with focus studies, and actually force a slowing down of the process. Otherwise, your bugs never settle down, and you never get stable hardware or software.
Is that where a QA department comes in?
That's right. Newton is always asking us about this QA, and I don't understand if he means quality assurance or just questions and answers. But yeah, so it's and with this the same kind of intellectual property protection or policy follows this same gradient also. When you're just a small organization, an open source model is absolutely a defensive maneuver where you are able to kind of keep from being shut out of your own invention. There's a lot of patent strategy or IP strategy where if someone creates a patent, another company can go and create hedging stakes around it, and so it becomes difficult to to pursue it in multiple different markets. Also, we live in a patent environment where it's first to file, not first to invent. And so you can invent something and not tell anybody about it, and then try to go to a product and somebody else can patent it, and all of a sudden you can't practice your invention. So that was
Open source is a way of...
Yeah, open source is a way of preventing that from happening. That was part of our strategy early on. But again, like this, as your TRL levels accelerate or progress, and your processes modify from rapid iteration to annealing, so too are kind of patent your IP strategies. And in a world where you've got billions of dollars resting on something, you've got fierce competitors who are willing to change one little word in a patent to keep you from being able to exercise your 10-year roadmap. You have to think differently about how you develop your IP strategy, and Ocado has done a lot of that, and we are competing with fierce competitors, and so there is kind of this balance between what we patent and what we keep secret, and when we keep it secret and when we release it. Oh, we're almost out of time? Yeah. Uh-oh.
I just wanted you to wrap it up.
Yep, all right. So, yeah, all right. Well, that's, I'll wrap it up then. See, I don't want to shut up.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to summarize. Look, there's open source and there's closed source. We started as an open source company. We still support that. We were purchased by a very closed source company. But then there's also a lot of other values, that have to do with culture and innovation and invention and supporting people and failing fast and having this ability to work the same way that you used to. And Ocado has supported that. So basically the answer to the question of how to get bought without selling your soul is to find the right company to sell yourself to. So look for those values in another company or in whoever it is, and you'll be happy. Thank you for your time. And thank you for open source.